What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of GG Gaming. Today is Thursday, July 29th, 2021, just in case you needed to know that detail. I'm your host, Andrew. With me, I got two co-hosts. I got the returning Nint Ice 2000.
Ladies and gentlemen, entertainment has arrived because I am here.
Oh, no. And no longer a guest, but now one of our co-hosts, we have Mack from Monthly Gamer.
What's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Doing good. Like I had mentioned before we started, it is thunderstorming, and I love thunderstorms. I love listening to the rain hitting the window and the thunder in the distance. However, I do not like driving in it, and I got soaked before. It's like when I got back, I was like, it looks like I just jumped in the pool.
That's pretty bad.
And also, what I had said, if I get logged out, or if the audience hears a strange cut, it's because I lost my power. So, last time we spoke for a real long time, and I can't quite remember at what point that was. If that was, I think it was post Kazuya being announced for Smash and pre-Kazuya Smash Direct. So we're going to assume that we didn't know about Shantae as a Meat Fighter costume at that point, because we want to talk about that. But we'll just do the quick roundtable of what everyone's been up to. So, who wants to start? Anybody got a preference? Well, I said Nint first, so Nint's name first, so I guess we'll just go in that order. If you don't mind, guys. I don't care.
Yeah.
If Nint says no, I don't want to go first, then I'm not going to force you. But you guys fight amongst yourselves to figure out who's gonna... It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way! Alright, well, who wants to go first? Okay, lovely conversation.
Nick can go ahead and go first.
Yeah. Nick, what have you been up to?
Since the last episode, well, that I was on at least, I had a week-long New York trip. I got a few new games.
Oh,
and
like which?
Yeah, I got my brother gave me Sega Genesis Collection because he didn't want it anymore. And before the trip, Switch.
Okay, cool.
And before that trip, I got Shovel Knight finally.
Nice.
Sorry that I changed sides.
Shovel Knight is the stuff.
Yes. Sorry that I changed sides regarding a certain debate, but enough of that.
Can't we just want all indie fighters in Smash? Like,
this didn't have anything to do with Shovel Knight and Smash, though.
No, I think I know what you're referring to. Shovel Knight versus Shantae as the indie star.
I guess.
I love them both, okay? I'll leave it at that. I love them both. Continue.
And my newest game, My Hero 1's Justice. And recently, I was able to get the second game in the mail, and it's coming in the mail soon, and I'm really looking forward to it. Huh?
Who makes that game?
Namco.
But do you know what team? Is it CyberConnect 2?
What do you mean, what team?
Do they have different teams?
You keep talking, and I'll find the answer to my question. I'm gonna research it. What was the name of the game? My Hero.
If you're looking for the developer, it's Namco.
Yeah, but CyberConnect 2 is under Namco. That's why I was asking.
I don't know about all that.
My Hero 1's Justice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not CyberConnect 2 unless they change their name. It is Byking. B-Y-E-I-N-G. Bandai Namco is the publisher. So, see, I was asking, I mean, not to tangent, but I was asking because I absolutely love the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series, and CyberConnect 2 does that, and I'm just praying every day for the next game. Now that we have Boruto, so I just want Ultimate Ninja Storm I think it was 4, like the final one, Road to Boruto. I just want that with more characters. Like, just there's so many more characters now, so just give me more, more. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So yeah, a certain friend of mine helped get me into My Hero Academia, and I at first really didn't want to watch it because I'm really not an anime person unless it's about a property that I like. Mm-hmm. But man, I am glad that I ended up watching it. To say that I loved it would be an understatement, to say the least. I've been like 2 seasons in like 4 days.
I'm so like, there's a bunch of manga and anime I want to check out, but I'm like trying to, I'm trying not to jump into something new because I'm still reading something. I'm actually finishing up the 2nd series of Battle Angel Alita, and wondering if I should start the 3rd. Excuse me. I'm wondering if I should start the 3rd one, or wait till it's done, or take a little break. But I'm just like, I gotta finish part 2. I'm on the final volume, like more than halfway through. I just gotta finish it.
I hope they make a sequel to the movie, man. I love that movie.
Me too. That's what got me into the manga.
I haven't seen the movie. Is My Hero? Are they still on 2 seasons?
My Hero Academia, it's on season 5 right now.
Oh my god! Oh, Jesus. See, okay, there you go. That shows last time I was on it.
I feel like My Hero would be one of those anime and manga that I would just be so gung-ho about. And I'm just like, I just need, like, I need that chunk of time that I can devote to it, because I know I'm going to be all, like, it's going to define me for a little while.
Does anybody know, like, how many seasons are there going to be, or they just keep rolling them out?
But there's so many.
Well, it's based off the manga, which is still going. So
okay.
I heard that they made some kind of change where the anime went in a little different direction with something. I don't know how true or not that is. Somebody mentioned it in passing when I was listening to. I don't know if it was a podcast or a show. I heard it recently somewhere that the anime took a turn somewhere that the manga didn't do. And I'm curious why they did that. I don't know. I wouldn't know what it is, though.
Neither do I, because I don't read manga.
You're right. Yeah.
Anything else you've been playing before we move on to Mac? Or just anything else in general, rather, like that you've been up to?
I wish Alpha Stoutland was here, then I'd be able to gush more, but...
Oh, yeah, I meant to say... He's no longer with us. No, I'm just kidding. He's just very busy. He said that he's like going on a trip this weekend, and he's packing and helping move his brother or something. So he's just very busy this week. And Papa G knows, I think he was sick. He's probably better now, but I didn't hear back from him. So I'm guessing he's
never
busy.
On this show.
I know, because every time he's usually very busy prepping in like one of his videos, and he also works. So, you know, I think we all understand that we're busy. I mean, when was the last episode? Was it a few weeks ago at this point?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was. It was about. Yeah.
I was like, hey everyone, we're back, and then like episodes are sparse. I'm like, dang it. But no, I hold nothing against anybody not being on, because I completely understand. I was almost like tonight, I was like, do I really have the time? And I was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
So I get it. Anyway, so Mac, what have you been up? If you're done, Nint, otherwise continue.
Yeah, I guess I'm done.
What have you been up to, Mac?
I have been a little bit busy, just working, and then kind of been just running around all over town or whatnot. What was I? Been working out a little bit more, trying to take it easy. Trying to take it easy on that. I don't want to go to the hospital again.
Oh yeah. What? So are you all better now?
Yeah, I'm fine. I got all that cleared up or whatnot. I probably need to follow up with a doctor.
You need a bionic arm.
I know, right? That's why I could use that. Yeah, man, just been working out, just taking it slow, doing a lot of cardio, running up steps and all that.
I really should, but I'm just like lazy.
It sucks, man. It sucks. I have to really like beat myself into being like get up and go, exercise.
I mean, there should be diet and exercise, and I took the diet route, and I'm trying to push myself to exercise. I'm just like, I could exercise, or I could do some more artwork that needs to get done, or I could play this game that I haven't played in a while.
Exactly.
It's just like people talk about how like when they work out, they get the endorphins running, and they really love the working out, and I'm just like. When does that kick in? Because I'm working out, I'm like, am I almost done?
It really, honest to God, it really does kick in after, like, not when you're in the moment, like, it kind of sucks when you're in the moment, but, like, after a while, you're like, yeah, I did that, you know what I mean?
I must have bad, well, yeah, after the fact, then I'm like, alright, I'm glad I did that. But during it, I'm like, oh, I was gonna say, I must have bad ADD because, like, I just think about everything else, and I'm like, I need my phone, I need something. I'm just like, can't just focus on this thing that I don't want to do.
Well, I know usually what I do is I'll not to go too long on it, but like I'll either be listening to music or have podcasts on while I'm doing it, and that'll keep me like entertained or keep me, while I'm doing it. But yeah, other than that, I've been running around like. Hanging with family or not, my cousins came home from Britain. Well, not came home, but like they live in Britain. But they visited from Britain out of nowhere unexpectedly yesterday. So like we all met up at my my great aunt's house or whatnot, and I was just like, we have just a surprise family reunion right now, So that was
nice.
Cool.
Okay, well, long awkward pause while I scratch my head. I don't know if you heard the scratching, but I
did. Now I was like,
I might have to keep that in. When I listen to it, I'm like, I'll probably take it out. But thinking about it now is funny. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I don't remember what.
Games?
No.
Oh,
yeah, it was games. I was gonna ask you. If you've been playing anything though during that time.
I have been playing Super Mario 3D World and
Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, I've been trying to I've been slowly 100% completing it. Like I'm trying to this is kind of like a continuation from like when I was in the hospital. Like I'm trying to slowly complete all the Mario games. And
I finished that game a while ago.
Oh, did you?
I still never
right
played it. I want to get it, but I had the Mario anniversary thing, so I was like, I'm gonna play each of these games because I played Super Mario 64 and like a bunch of times and was like, yeah, I'm playing that again, and then I never played Sunshine or Galaxy, so I have it.
Sunshine, it sucks.
I also want to check
Sunshine.
it out, and I just didn't pick it back up after I beat Super Mario 64. I'm playing other games, and I just got too many games.
Yeah, Sunshine. There's definitely Sunshine's tough, man. It's difficult because like a lot of people really sing its praises, but I'm playing like when I'm playing it, I'm like, some of this is fun, and I'm like, some of this is not.
Yeah.
Sunshine was a rushed game, and it very clearly shows.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I remember hearing Nintendo at the time, like, they were being very secretive about the flood mechanic because they were like, this is the next big thing, like, this is gonna kick off. And nobody gave a crap about it.
Oh, no.
It was like, they defined the 3D platforming, sure, and that was it.
Yeah, it was in that time frame where they were just they were really diverting everyone's expectations with everything, so it was just kind of like, everybody's like,
they're doing that now with Pokemon. They're making it shittier.
Well, except the games made by Namco, because they actually give a crap about Pokemon, unlike Game Freak.
Well, actually, that's a good tangent for one of the games I was playing, and that was Pokémon Unite, which I picked up, tried it out. Hey, this was fun. After a couple of days, I was like, all right, I see the flaw here, and the major flaw is the limitation of the Switch not being able to do voice chat with your teammates, because playing Pokemon Unite with random people is a cluster F. Like you can plan all you want. You could think, all right, I'm gonna have this role, and like this person's probably gonna do this, and like all that prep that would go into planning a match just goes out the window. So everybody, it's just a free for all, and there's like you cannot plan on having somebody heal you or you healing somebody. You cannot plan on people backing you up when you need it. It's just everybody does their own thing, and it's annoying.
Yeah, Nintendo is really they're really afraid of putting voice chat in there, because like there's no reason to not have it. You know what I mean? Like it can be done. It can be done on the system itself. It's it's been done with a bunch of different other games.
With if the reason is because of kids, even though that's not a good reason because kids are playing Call of Duty. But even if that was their reason, you can at least make it restricted to people who are on your friends list.
I mean, yes,
and they don't even have that. So I don't
exactly. So like that's what I'm saying. No. I'm not defending them by any means. Like
no, I didn't take it as you defending them. I was just taking it as in you trying to figure out what the hell they were thinking.
No. They're absolutely afraid of the internet. They do not want to touch the internet, so that's why they don't ever put, like, a lot of people are just like, they're just incompetent. I'm like, no, it's not incompetence. They just don't want to do it. Like
that reminds me of I'm so upset that I can't remember his name, but he does he has the catchphrase of "boy, that's crazy." I can't remember his name, but he did this funny video of Nintendo reacting to the Steam Deck coming out, and at one point in the video he said something about like, can we sue the internet? And the other guy's like, you want to sue the internet? And I'm just like, that right there was the most accurate thing in that whole video. Does anybody know the YouTuber I'm talking about? Why do Keef, Mighty Keef. That's his name.
Mighty Keef.
Mighty Keef. K-E-F-F. No, K-E-E-F, I believe.
Like Chief Keef.
I don't know what that is, but...
Is there?
Keef, like Keef, Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, I think that's the major flaw of Pokemon Unite, because they're trying to be a MOBA, and MOBAs are all about communication and tackling strategies and objectives together, and you cannot do that. They have little commands to choose, like, oh, I'm going up the top path, I'm going this path, come, gather here. But you do that and nobody listens to you. It's like, I tried doing the flag thing, like, gather here, because I was getting my ass kicked by like 2, 3, 4 Pokemon, and I'm just like, we need to get this goal, and everybody's scattered everywhere else. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I got one, because you have to bring in points to the goal, and I think I had like 21 points, and I'm like, protect me, and nobody came to my aid, and I died, and I lost 21 points that, like, we could have probably broke one of their goals. I'm just like, that was the moment where I realized this game has no strategy. No, it sucks because it has the potential where you need to put in the effort to communicate with friends to play the game. If you don't have friends that want to play the game with you, then the game sucks.
Like the way it was revealed sucks.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was pretty bad.
Like it's right there. Like it has the ability to be so good. It's just that lack of communication kills it.
Yeah.
And so like I really wanted to get into it, and then like the other day I was kind of like, I wanted to get the rewards for logging in, and I'm just like, do I want to play this? And I'm like, that speaks volumes if I have to ask myself if I want to play it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get very it's random. I get very frustrated because my team is doing their own thing. And then I get very excited when I'm winning, and I'm like, I didn't do anything differently. So there's nothing I can do to control that.
Yeah, it seems like it's a bunch of randomness.
So if it's random, then it's not fun.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be partially what I've been up to. I've also been playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, chipping away at it slowly. I don't want to say spoilers, even though the game has been out for quite some time. But I think there are 17 chapters, and I'm on 14. I'm just like over it now, and that's not a dig against the game. That's me just not having the time to play a game, because the game is great and the story's great, and I'm like always excited to see what's gonna happen next, and I'm like, oh man, the story's real good. But then when it comes to me, I'm like, I want to start Skyward Sword HD, or I want to check out this game. I think I got a whole backlog of games right next to me. I want to play Monster Hunter Rise, like the recent event quests. I got the Mario games I mentioned before. I got Monster Hunter Stories for the 3DS I want to play. And then Monster Hunter Stories 2 I also have, because I'm anticipating playing it. So I got like this pile of games that I'm just like, I can't do long games anymore. And some of the games I mentioned are long games.
Yeah, like
and Dragon Quest.
Sorry, right? Yeah, I've been wanting to get into that. Still.
So no matter what game it is, I'm probably going to at some point just be like, all right, when is it done?
Yeah, you're at chapter 14.
Yeah, so my I guess dig on that has nothing to do with the quality of the game. That's just, I guess, my lack of time. I haven't touched it in a few days, maybe like last weekend, and today's Thursday, and I'm just like, I just want to finish it. I feel like I'm watching a movie or like a TV show and just like pausing during episodes or something, and like, I gotta get back to that. Like, that's what it feels like. Yeah. Great game. I just don't have the time for a long game, so that's what's killing me with it.
Yeah, I know the feeling, because like I've been very, like, since Age of Calamity came out, like I've been very, very slowly chipping away at that. And I'm just like you, where I'm like I forgot how many chapters there are, but I'm like right at the end, and I'm just like, I need this game to end. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I feel like I'm being drugged along now. Yeah, and I'm like, I kind of want to. I'm like, I just want to play something. It's one of those things. Is like, it's kind of like you're a kid where you just like, I just want to play something else. Let's play something else.
Yeah.
And then,
but the thing is, when you're a kid, you have, at some point, like in your teens, you have way more time to play games. Depending on things, like you might not have a job. You have school and homework, but then you have the weekends, and you don't really have to do certain responsibilities during the day.
Right.
Like, just because I'm done working for the day doesn't mean I have not other responsibilities that, I don't need to do.
Exactly.
Stuff. I got to do this, that. Like, even earlier, I had to drive to pick up my girlfriend from work during the storm, and I'm like, if I was a kid, I wouldn't have to do that. So, so it's just like certain responsibilities that you have to do now that you're like, I want this game to end so I can move on to the next game. Already.
Exactly.
Like, my attention span is very limited now.
Yeah. Mine too for video games, and I think part of that though is because I feel like a lot of video games are too long as it is. Actually,
it's like with Resident Evil, most of the Resident Evil remakes recently, and even Resident Evil Village. A friend of mine said to me, I'm not going to get Resident Evil Village right now at full price, because I don't want to pay whatever amount, 60 or whatever it was, for a game that's only 10 hours. I'm like, that's a perfect game.
I'm like, yeah, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
What's a perfect game?
Sign me up.
Like, he's talking about like the
length of time for.
Yeah.
My friend didn't want to get Resident Evil 8 for full price because he said people were beating it in 10 hours. I'm like, that's perfect. Sign me up. Resident Evil 3, I think people complained that it was even shorter. Like they beat it in 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours? What are you speed running it? Who are you racing against? Just take your time, enjoy it.
Everyone plays games at different paces and beats them at different times.
But like you don't. I guess I like to walk around, explore things. Get my bearings straight. I'm not running from checkpoint to checkpoint, you know. I like to see if I miss some ammo here or something. I understand if that's how you like to play, fine. But I guess that's for me. I'm talking about me. I play games slowly and take my time with them. So 10 hours is perfect for me. In fact, 10 hours might be a little bit too long for me, depending on how often I can play it.
Well, it just seems like a lot of games nowadays. This is just my take on it, but like it just seems like every game nowadays is trying to be this 40-hour long epic. You know what I mean? And I'm like, every game, like that's not, that's not the right,
actually
length of time for every single game.
Depends on the game. JRPGs
that's what I'm saying.
Are doing that, but action games are way shorter, and I think a lot of it is because they're spending so much time putting movie quality graphics and things. I'm like, I don't need movie quality graphics. I mean, Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube was like 20-something hours, and apparently they're remaking Resident Evil 4, and I don't need the graphics that are in Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake and Resident Evil Village. Although at this point I'm expecting it, but if you told me, if Capcom said to me, Andrew, we will make this game exactly the same length as Resident Evil 4, but we're going to make the graphics a little less, I'd say sign me up, because I don't give a crap.
So you're not a graphics person?
I am, but I understand how that sets things back, and I'd rather enjoy a game more, which is going completely against what I just said before about 10-hour game being perfect. So I understand the hypocrisy of what I'm saying, but from the perspective of someone who might want to play a really long game, if I wanted to play a long game, I'd be like, yeah, the graphics could look like PS2 if they need to be. I mean, but then, if I was doing that, I'd say to myself, I wish these graphics were a little better. So maybe I'm spoiled. I don't know. I was okay with the trees in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so.
That says a lot.
My issues with Pokemon Sword and Shield had nothing to do with graphics, so I guess the graphics are not as big of a deal to me.
You're not, it's not. That's not the first thing on your
It's
mind.
Gameplay, story, characters. Graphics is like, graphics is like the art style of a good show with bad art. It's like, okay, the story's good, yes, like whatever, but graphics are crappy, but I don't care. Like, if you can go back and play a PS2 game after playing PS5 games and still enjoy it, not out of nostalgia, then you could enjoy those graphics nowadays. I guess. I think so, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think with me, I think it's a lot of it because it is an audio-visual medium. So I feel like the graphics is what, not necessarily the graphics, but the art design is what catches me first. Like, you can have all the greatest graphics of all time, but if the art design is not striking or anything, visually appealing, then I'm not going to gravitate towards it. Whereas,
you know what, I'm fighting myself on this because I'm also thinking now graphics are important. So I don't know.
It's all synergy. Like, they all work together. You know what I mean?
I think that there's leeway with everything.
Yeah.
If you go back and play an old game, you'd probably enjoy it because you've played it before. If I went back and played an old game I never played before, I would be in the mindset of, okay, this is an old game. And so the graphics, I would be putting a cap on that mentally because I know this didn't just come out. So, like, when I was playing the Dragon Quest games, I mean, they're all sprites, but, on the 3DS or DS or whatever, the graphics were a little crappier than they would be nowadays, but I didn't let that ruin my experience of the game. I was in the mindset of, this was it at the time, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly fine with it. Like, if you can go back and play Final Fantasy VII, then I don't want to hear it.
I know I'm probably gonna say something that everyone will hate, but like a good example is like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
it's like it's real hard to go back to the original one because it's you know that is what it was at the time, but there's also a better version that's out. 1, 2. You know, it's just you go back to it and it's just really dated, and it's, you know, it's like below 30 frames per second, so it's just like it's real tough to go back to
I think if it ran...
You're saying that after it got remade on the 3DS, it's hard to play the N64 one?
I think it was even before the 3DS version, it was hard to go back to it.
You know, I think if a game has bad graphics for its time, then it's, you know, or if it doesn't run as well. I mean, I never really had an issue with playing the original Ocarina of Time, but after playing the one on 3DS and looking at graphics for the N64 one, I'm like, oh my god, ew.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess at the time this was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what a lot of games that are trying to, you know, go for that more realistic type of...
I think I kind of explain it away in my head the same way as, like, alright, you have a game like Twilight Princess, and you have a game like Wind Waker, where the styles are completely different, yet they exist in the same world. I kind of put that spin on it in my head, like, I'm playing this game through the lens of a different style. So, yeah. But, we're about 30 minutes in, and there was a couple other things we wanted to talk about. I know you guys mentioned also. Nint, what was it you... Okay, you spoke about My Hero Academia. I'm trying to remember what...
Well, not as much as I wanted.
Alright, well, go ahead. How is the game?
It's good. It's a 3D arena fighter. And sadly, it's not dubbed, but the sequel fixes that, so it's good.
What?
I had to hear so much English. It's so funny.
Wait, so this is Japanese voice actors?
Yeah, sadly it's not dubbed, but the second game has dubbing, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, okay, alright.
And,
Mac, you don't watch My Hero Academia?
I told you, like, I seen the first 2 seasons. I'm weird when it comes, because, like, I want to watch something when it's all the way out. So, you know what I mean?
I can see that, but don't expect that to happen for, like, the next 5 or so years.
Listen. I did the same thing with Attack on Titan. And
what?
I did the exact same thing. Like, I watched the first 2 seasons, and I was like, where's the rest of it? And then, like, this is when it first, like, came out, and I was like, where's the rest of it? And then there was nothing. Like, that was like the first season, and I was like, oh my god. And
wait,
like,
is Attack on Titan still going?
It is. It's almost done.
What?
It's almost done. But, like, the first, I waited for like 5. I didn't really wait. I just let it, like, it was going on for 5 or whatever years, and it's just now, like, I think the second season or the second half of the last season is supposed to come out at some point. I don't know, but, like, I'm at that mode where I'm like, let's go. We're at the finish. Let's go. And then I'm like, I'm still chomping at the bit at it. So same thing happened with My Hero Academia. Like, I seen the first 2 seasons, and I was like, oh man, where's the rest of it? And,
well, so moving along, we have Shantae as a Mii costume in Smash. And anybody got thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's costume.
I like it.
It's pretty good.
I mean, yes, I would have preferred it as a fighter, but that costume does look really good.
Yeah, for sure. They added music too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And the creators of Shantae made a Mii fighter of her and put up the code to download it. So eventually, when I pick up Smash again, I'm going to do that. I'm just so burnt out from Fighters Pass 2. And I know people like characters that are in Fighters Pass 2. I'm just so, like, after Banjo and Kazooie in Fighters Pass 1, it just went downhill, I feel like. I just really don't care about any of the characters that have been put in since, like, looking back, I played Fire Emblem Three Houses, so like I like Byleth, and I like Final Fantasy VII, so I like Sephiroth, but I also wouldn't have been bothered if he wasn't in the game or Byleth wasn't in the game. It's like, where are the other characters that people really want? It's like they had a poll of the most wanted characters, the Smash ballot, and like, don't you want to pick from that? Or, unless secretly, I mean, because we don't know the results of the poll, but maybe these were characters that are on the poll, you know?
Well,
maybe Kazuya was up there.
Well, the problem is, you gotta. I think they're still picking. These are all Nintendo's picks. So they picked all.
Yeah, but Nintendo's. Yeah, but Nintendo, I'm sure, has seen the Smash ballot also.
They might not have.
It was their contest.
Oh God! Well, they have nothing up.
So I don't want to hear their excuses. And we spoke about this last time, but I'm still disappointed there's no Fire Pass 3 when you have games like Fortnite that are just going on seasons and seasons. And how long has a game like League of Legends been out? Yes, I know Smash is not free to play, but I mean, don't you want money, Nintendo? Don't you want my money? I want to pay you for more characters, preferably ones I want.
Yeah.
So, but
I think I think they're fine. Yeah, they're fine. I'm at the point where I told you before. I'm at the point with Smash where I'm like, I think it's time to wrap it up. But I know you completely do not agree with that.
I think the hype is the best thing they've got going. When they have to warn people that they're not gonna reveal a Smash Fighter before every Nintendo Direct, that's not the sign that that's the most hype thing that they have coming out. Like, I don't get it. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that they have a reason that's good.
And I also think the hype is starting to die down, or it's starting to kind of turn sour. Not coming at you, but like it's like whenever they get ready to announce a new fighter, like there's hype, and then when they come out, then it seems
it could be because people know it's ending. If they announce a third fighter smash, a third fighter pass, I think that the hype will go back up again.
Maybe, possibly.
But anyway, moving on. You did mention, and I remember also, and forgot until you mentioned to me, there's a mess going on at Activision, and so we don't like to get.
What's wrong with Activision?
Oh, you'll find out.
Oh man.
So we don't like to get political, so we won't dive into anything like that, but we will touch on some bad stuff that's going on. Mack, maybe you have a better understanding of it than me, because I just know that there's some accusations going around there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of issues going on with the company about sexual abuse and
frat party mentality there.
Like
guys
there's a
going
lot
from cubicle to cubicle, drinking and groping women or something like that.
What?
Now, I'm recalling what I think I heard, so please don't take this as this is exactly what happened. I don't need anybody coming after me and like, oh, but Andrew said this. I'm like, yeah, Andrew said this because that's what Andrew thinks he remembers. So go find the real news source.
Yeah, you're not far off. Like it's not. Yeah. I mean, it's not. You're not saying anything that's that wasn't said. But yeah, there's that going on.
It's more of a discussion and trying to recall what happened. Who read what on what media? I heard about this from a podcast and was like, what? Really? This happened?
Yeah.
So I'm not getting it from any specific, documented news source, I guess. I'm trying to recall things. So I'm not this GG Gaming is not the come to us to find out the info on this. So, there's a lot of ugly stuff. And something I was worried about was people who are victims losing their jobs over it, And that seems to be exactly what's happening. There's now layoffs going on, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the victims who are getting laid off. So
I don't know if there are layoffs going on. I don't know unless I'm, I haven't heard it in them like today because I've just been all over the internet or whatnot. But like, I know the state of California, they are suing Activision. And you get the state coming in. That means it's real bad. They've been doing investigations or whatnot, and it's
at least it's being investigated.
Yeah, they've already done the investigation. Now they're like, we are in full we're suing you mode. So
the way it works is the state can sue a company. Interesting.
But yeah, there's that, and then there's somebody. There was an allegation that one of the company members, kind of drove one of the workers to suicide. It was.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's just a lot of allegations going on, and it just kind of got me thinking or whatnot, because I was like listening to different news outlets, and they were talking about how they were going to handle it. They were like, "Oh, we're not going to cover Activision," and some people were like, "We're going to, this is our job. We're going to keep covering stuff or whatnot." And I'm like thinking about. Like, because I don't really buy a lot of Activision games already as it is, but I have like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and all that. So I'm like, do I want to keep playing them? Probably not. I'm definitely not going to cover them.
I like to think that the company will somehow be reformed by bringing in different people and getting rid of older people.
You think that?
I like to hope that that's what's going to happen.
Me too.
But my worry with the company, not referring to the workers there or anything, my fear is that some good series like Crash, which has come out of hibernation after so long, is going to go dormant again. Like, it would be nice if it got handed off to someone else, or if other people stepped in and basically changed everything around in the company so that it's a completely new company with the old name, just so that its titles don't die, I guess. Like, I really don't have the answer of what the best course of action is, but I like to think that because I'm sure the people who originally made Crash Bandicoot back in the 90s are not the people today who are sexually abusing people. Oh, they could be. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, that would be Naughty Dog, so I don't think it's
okay. So, yeah. Wait, Crash Bandicoot is Naughty Dog?
Yeah, they're the original developers of the original games.
I thought it was Activision. So who has Activision? Is it Spyro? Is Activision?
No, Spyro and Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, so who does Activision have?
Activision has both of them.
Well, you just said Naughty Dog had them. And...
No. Naughty Dog. You said you were talking about the original developers of.
Well, I'm saying who owns them now?
Oh, Activision. Yeah.
Both of them? Spyro too?
Yeah.
Oof. See, I don't know what's going to happen to these games now. Because it sounds like the current owners are not the ones who made them. So it just so happens that the wrong people got their hands on these creations. And it's like, so is Crash and Spyro going to disappear now as a result?
No, Spyro never comes.
I don't well, I know Toys for Bob did I think Toys for Bob did Spyro, and I know, or no. I'm thinking somebody
Bubsy?
disbanded. I think
thinking of Bubsy.
No. I think Toys for who did, I don't know. Somebody did like Tony Hawk. I think somebody did Tony Hawk. I forgot who it was, but they are disbanded, and they pretty much got sucked up by I think Call of Duty. So
because we've seen something like this before. For example, when EA got rid of Visceral Games, Dead Space disappeared for a long time, and now they're bringing Dead Space back as a reboot. But it's like, that is going to show. Imagine if it was EA that got disbanded, then Dead Space would never come back. Right. So if that happens, if Activision goes bye-bye, then so does all the, I like to think, innocent stuff under it. I mean, because not everybody's guilty. There was victims there, you know, the victims who worked there. Those were innocent people that I'm sure worked on these things that they loved, you know. So,
Yeah.
or I hope they loved working on things.
Well, I'm almost 100% positive that they're not going to, the studio's not going to go anywhere. Like Activision's not going to go anywhere.
So I'm hoping that some of the properties are either some of the properties are handed over to some other company, or the people in the company get kicked out. Whatever happens to them as a result of their abuse, you know, whether they go to jail, they get fined, whatever. I don't know, whatever the state does to that. But then new people come in. I want to see I don't want to see the name of the company suffer if it's individuals in the company. You know, it's not like 100% the people. Like, there were victims in there. So, unfortunately, and again, they didn't make Crash. They got it from Naughty Dog. So it's why should some of these properties suffer? Just bring in new people, you know?
Yeah. And unfortunately, it is unfortunate to say, but like the people on top will not, whether they get fined or anything like that, they're going to be fined. They're probably going to get slaps on the wrist. There, even if they get, sued to hell, they're going to be absolutely fine. They're going to be like, oh, pay our way back out.
Yeah. So I don't know what the answer is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Crash and Spyro are evil, but
no, they're not.
I don't think they are. It sounds like they are good properties that are in the hands of the wrong people, who are under the umbrella of a company name. And so if those bad people are taken out of the equation and replaced with good people, then yay, he's all around. That's what it sounds like. It could be more complicated than that. It probably is. I don't know. I didn't major in business and things like that. So I know the other thing I wanted to talk about was after we spent about an hour talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!, they then announced Master's Duel.
Master Duel!
Yo, I'm excited for that.
Dude, I've seen that now. Hold on now. Hold on, listen. Yeah, I am excited for that. I'm not going
to... Wait. When I mentioned it to you the other day, did you not know what it was?
No, I knew what it was, but it was like... No, I knew what it was. Yeah. When you said something about it, I was like, I seen it, the trailer and all that, and I was like, yeah. I was like, this is what we've been...
hoping this is Konami's answer to websites and fan-made programs that are running cards, like the card game themselves, because it's most accessible.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Hoping that it's done correctly and not a cash grab, money grab.
That's the biggest problem. That's the only hurdle we got to jump through.
What I fear is paying for packs of digital cards. You know, that's what I'm afraid of. Pokemon does this thing where if you buy a pack of cards in real life, each pack gets a code that you trade game for a digital pack, but that's still spending money for digital cards. The upside to it is there are people online, like on eBay, who will sell you rare digital Pokemon cards for like $1 or so.
Okay.
You know, because it's a digital card. So it's like, I remember buying a couple of cards at one point when I was playing the Pokemon TCG online app, and then you whoever sold it would trade it to you for whatever. But the point is, I don't want to spend real money, and you know they're gonna want you to spend real money.
I don't have a problem with spending real money. It's just the manner of which they do it, because the game's not going. Yeah, the game they're saying that the game is going to be set up like Duel Links, where it's like it's free to play, and there's a card distribution part too. That I don't want this thing to be like whatever you pay money on, you're getting random cards. And that's because my thing is it's an online, like every card game that has like a buying aspect, like you're gonna have to buy the cards. So you gotta expect that. It's not just gonna be for.
Played Hearthstone, but apparently they have a pretty good system. From what I'm told by my friends who play. So, but when I played Duel Links for a little bit before I fell out of it because I didn't like the, I forget what they call it, but when everything, you have half the field, half the hand, and like half the deck for like play. It's not Speed Duel, or is it? I think it's a different name. It might be Speed Duel, but I don't know.
It's its own thing. It's like it's Speed Duel, but it's its own thing. Yeah. But I'm like, just, I don't know.
But I couldn't even play the game how it was supposed to be played, or how I'm used to playing it. So I dropped off of it. But also because it was just money. It's like you want a pack of cards. You're gonna give us real world money, right? I'm like, not anymore.
And like I said, which is fine. But then it'll be like, all right, well, okay, you spend real world money. All right, well, here's all these random cards. I'm like,
well, okay. I am sick and tired of lottery mechanics in mobile games, and that is the reason why the only mobile game I'm really playing right now is Pokémon GO. And that has a little bit of a habit of asking for money on certain things, but at least it's ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
Yes, and like I don't even really play that as much as I used to, but I'll pop on for some community days, or they had Go Fest a few weeks back that I participated in.
Pokemon Go.
But like,
that's your favorite
thing else.
I have never liked Pokemon Go.
And gambling mechanics.
Ever since that game came out, I've never liked it.
I'm just sick and tired of free-to-play games because their MMO is, or whatever the phrase is, they're saying catchphrase MO is gamble.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give you money for a less than 1% chance of drawing the only thing I'm really spending the money on.
Yeah, and my whole thing is like especially with Yu-Gi-Oh! And this Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that's gonna come up, it's probably not gonna happen, but I don't care how you can put all of those practices in. I don't care. Just give me the opportunity to be like, hey, I want Dark Magician. Okay, here's Dark Magician for like 50 cents. Or even $1. Or even $1. And I'll be like, all right, cool. You do every card like that, then that's you're gonna have money coming your way.
Exceeds $1.
Like yeah, don't do that, because like as soon as you start being like, I don't know, whatever, $5, $10, then we're gonna have an issue, because then it's gonna be like, you got the rarest card, what everybody's looking for, that's gonna be the top dog, the top price one, and then we're gonna have an issue of that or whatnot. And
well, here's the thing. They want to make this a big thing that also has its own tournaments, it sounds like. Mm-hmm. I think they're also trying to replace places like Dueling Book and Virtual Desk, or whatever the names are of like these fan-made Yu-Gi-Oh! Programs. I think that they're trying to compete with that. And the only way to compete with that is to make it every card accessible, like, immediately, mm-hmm. and as cheap as possible. Mm-hmm. Because if people have to pay for cards that are outdated, then they're going to drop off of it. I mean, you will have people who are using it. Like, there will be fans who will use it because it will be accessible to them, and they won't have to, like, download something, or they won't have to log into Dueling Book, which is free. But you still have to log in, and you have to manually move the cards around. Like, usually these games will follow the rules for you. So it's like, oh, if I play this card, then it will go through the rules for you. Whereas Dueling Book, you have to know the rules. So it is the better choice in certain regards, and I really want it to be the thing to play. Like, when new cards come out in real life, I want them to come out in the game at the same time.
Yeah,
or
I think
within.
It will. I think it will, because it's going to be more easily accessible to everybody. Because like everybody can't get to Dueling Book and EDO Pro and all that.
And those are technically, actually, I don't know if they're illegal, but they're not run by Konami. So
yeah,
Konami think wants to compete with that. They want to say, "Hey, you want to play digitally? Come here."
Well, Konami should have came up with this like 10 years ago, so that's their fault. But
well, they did do Duel Links, right? And or sorry, Dueling Network or something, but it never really went anywhere. Then they put out Switch with updated cards that are already outdated. They need something.
Link Evolution. Yeah,
they need a game where they could just keep updating it because cards are constantly coming out.
Right, 10 years ago, this was already going on with Pokemon and you know, Hearthstone and all that stuff. All that, like, it was already going on. So that's why, like, for such a long time, it sucks because it's like why it took a pandemic for them to realize how ridiculous it was that they didn't have this type of a card game out. You know what I mean?
I'm curious if there's any licensing issues at all, which I don't think there is. But it's like what I pointed out to you about there being the change in the copyrights in the corner. But I don't think that had any issue.
You
know, it used to say 1996, I think.
Yeah.
Now it says 2020 TV Tokyo Shueisha, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
but I also don't think it is gonna. Not to go on too long about it, but like I also don't think it's gonna replace Dueling Book or EDO Pro because simply like it's trying to compete, but the monetization is the biggest key. And the fact, because I've been hearing around like a lot of sites too, they're like, "Oh, this is going to kill those. This is going to kill those off." I'm like, the two things that are going to keep those going is that A, they're free, and B, they have like they're always updating the very newest card, even cards that aren't even out yet.
Yeah,
so, like,
they have cards that are out in Japan right now, so they're OCG. Yeah. Although I think this is going to have OCG cards too, because they said when they advertised it, they said TCG and OCG.
Yeah, even cards that aren't out yet though, like they have stuff like update. Like if a card even in OCG won't be out, but we can read the text and see the text and whatnot, and then we'll be like, all right, put that in EDO Pro, and then you'll be able to play with it before it even is out. Yeah. So like, and the official, you know, they want to release stuff when they want to, so they're not going to be able to. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, but it's all about the however they monetize it, man. Just let people. We know it's not going to be for free. We know you're not going to just be pay one time and have everything accessible. Let everybody pick the card they want to buy and just make that cheap, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
you good.
Nint, do you have anything to say about Yu-Gi-Oh?
I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. How can I talk about it?
There you go.
The theme song bumps though, but
absolutely.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, yeah. I guess that's it then. We kind of actually covered the stuff we wanted to talk about within an hour. So cool. Nice. Hooray! Now is the time we tangent on Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh God, no!
I'd be open to hear his ranting.
I wouldn't mind going another 10 minutes, but we're not going another hour. But we also did really go over it all last week. But didn't they release anything new aside from Pokemon Unite? Like, is there anything new?
Well, actually, some exciting news about new Pokemon Snap was announced today.
You're right.
Yeah, that they're gonna add some new routes, and Mew's gonna be in the game.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'm actually almost done with new Pokemon Snap, so to hear this was pretty shocking.
That's another. Yeah,
I never would have thought they would put DLC that, and then they got the thing where you get real small or whatnot, and then you can see the bug Pokemon. I was like, I thought that was real.
The what Pokemon?
Nice. Yeah, like they had,
you said like bug. I thought you said blood. The blood Pokemon.
Yes,
blood
the blood
Pokemon.
Yes, absolutely. You never know. You don't know about
Now that you're small, you can see the blood Pokemon.
You don't, Drew. You don't know about the legendary blood Pokemon. No, but there was a part of the
Pokemon AA and Pokemon AB. Oh wait, no. What are the blood types? A, B, A, B. No, I already messed that up the joke right away.
What was I saying? Oh, you know the little vehicle that you ride in in Pokemon Snap. They basically, there was in the trailer, like they shrunk it down. There was like a part where it got shrunk down to where you could like see like bug Pokemon and stuff, and like they were like way big. So like it was like a Wurmple, and you know how small Wurmple is, but like he was like towering over you. And then like there were parts where like it was like a Dodrio, and he was just like walking. It was just like boom, 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 like you saying, heard his footsteps, and I was like, that's really cool.
Shrinking down just sounds so strange, but we're also talking about the same world where Bill became part Rattata.
Of course,
something like that. So like this Pokemon has crazy science and lore that like it never really delves into. Or it does, and we don't see it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of don't think about it.
Yeah, all I want is my Gen 8 Mythical Pixie. Where's my Gen 8 Mythical Pixie?
Oh, here we go.
That really makes me mad that we don't have a Gen 8 Mythical Pixie. We have Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, Manaphy, Victini, Hoopa, Marshadow. Question mark? There's gotta be... We only have one mythical Pokemon this gen, and we haven't had only one mythical Pokemon since Gen 2. So, wait, Gen 3. Did Gen 3 have more than one? Yeah, Deoxys was also mythical. So yeah, this one only has Zarude, which is the monkey. And
wait, what?
What? What?
Did you say Pokemon Snap has Zarude?
No, I'm talking about Gen 8.
Oh, Gen 8.
Gen 8.
Gen 8 was just full of disappointment, wasn't it?
He was about to fact check you.
Sorry, like, to be honest, I wasn't paying attention.
I noticed.
I wasn't really.
But yeah, I mean, Zarude is cool, but he's not a mythical Pixie. He's mythical, but he's not Pixie-like.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Legends Arceus. I'm waiting for that to come out.
Yeah.
And
you know, I'm wondering if they're going to tie any Gen 8 into Legends Arceus. And if so, if we get our mythical Pixie. I'm going to keep bringing that up. Who the freak is my Gen 8 mythical Pixie?
Wait, every gen has had a mythical Pixie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just listed them while you were zoned up.
I didn't either until the last time we talked. He was like, yeah, it's all mythical Pixies.
I am the mythical Pixie man. I tell you all mythical Pixie.
Imagine him being in the street saying this, like in a. I imagine you saying that like in the middle of the street.
Cardboard with writing on it, like
right,
I didn't know what to say, but it's like the end times are near.
Right.
There's no Gen 8 mythical Pixie.
I don't know.
That's the first sign.
I pictured you with a Tingle outfit on, saying these things,
Why
and I was
Tingle?
just like, I don't know why. It's just that's the first thing that popped in my head. And I was just like, this man.
I have a bunch of balloons tied to me, but I'm not floating because I'm too heavy. So I'm just walking around with balloons tied around me. But seriously, where's my Gen 8 mythical Pixie? Like, people complain about what Sword and Shield didn't do, and I'm like, yeah, the only thing they didn't do is give him mythical Pixie. Where is my mythical Pixie? Ugh, the more I talk about it, the more angry I get.
So you're gonna get a whole 10 minutes. See, look, we about to be 10 minutes. We 10 minutes over already. So you guys, I think so.
Is an hour and 4 minutes, so
I think you're gonna spend 6 more minutes.
that was my 6 more.
Where's my
a pixelated Pixie?
They're always psychic except for Manaphy. It's Mew.
Are they?
Mew, psychic.
Mew isn't a Pixie.
Pixie-like. Yes.
It's cat-like.
And Pixie-like.
It does kind of float around and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, the term Pixie, I think, refers to like the overall chibi look of whatever it is. And Mew sort of fits the bill. Like at the time when Celebi came out, people were like, "Oh, this is the Mew of Gold and Silver."
Yeah.
And they are very similar in body type. They're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. And then they did that again with Gen 3 with Jirachi. Then Gen 4, they had many mythicals, but Manaphy was one of them and fit the bill and had this interesting method of getting from an egg or something like that. And then 5 had Victini. 6 had Hoopa, right? Hoopa was 6.
Hoopa.
7 was Marshadow. And 8
Marshadow ain't no pixie.
Yeah, he is.
Oh!
I'm trying to remember what Marshadow looks like.
He's
a tiny little guy.
He's a little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but he's black instead of white. Because he's all shadow. Well, I mean, because he's literally a shadow.
Doesn't he have,
just say he's a shadow. Don't say he's black. That makes it sound racist.
Are his eyes like red?
I think so.
He's like black. Okay, all right.
See, you even said he's black.
Well, I'm black, so I can say that.
Okay. I'm not allowed to make observations. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything bad. I just said it's black.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Want me to say he's a lowland American?
Dude, a lowland American.
My gosh, what have you two been doing?
But seriously, where's my Gen 8 Mythical Pixel?
Oh my god.
You're not getting it!
Dude, are you serious? The one game that American, I'm assuming he's American or British, speaks English.
British!
American art director takes over, and he slacks off in the Mythical Pixie department. Alright, give me a freaking break. Where is it?
Isn't it? It's interesting that it's an American art director. He does a game that's like in Britain or
and he gave us
Britain or is it England?
And they gave us the Powerpuff Girls as our starters.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I love the Powerpuff Girls, but they're not supposed to be Pokemon.
No.
Okay, I'm done. We went too long about this last time.
Right.
And where's the rest of the Pokemon?
The rest of the Pokemon?
Oh.
Hashtag Dexit.
Oh.
I can't even use some of my favorites.
They're coming, just not in this game.
Oh my god. They're coming. They're coming in their own game where the rest is missing.
Yeah.
Pokemon minus.
He said Pokemon minus. Yeah. I honestly, just not to go on a whole other tangent. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Like I honestly don't. I don't think there's going to be
a third DLC that brings us the rest of the Pokemon, brings us my Mythical Pixie, and there we go.
I think they're done.
And brings us the Mega Stones and Z.
No,
crystals.
I think they're done.
Of course they're done because they're slacking off.
I think this might be the most fragmented Pokemon is going to be because there's no game where any of them can just go to, or where all of them go to. Like there's not one. So
at least in Sun and Moon, they cared.
Well,
like they brought in, it was like, how can we bring Megastones onto Alola? And they're like, oh, we'll actually have these characters come and give the main character the Mega Bracelet, and it's like, oh yeah, they're Megastones, and then you had to go around and collect them. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then was it not Kalos? Yeah, no, wait, why am I saying Kalos? Galar. See, it's so forgettable. I forgot the name of the country or region. But then you have Galar, and it's like, where is everything? Oh, Dynamax, you want to spend the effort in blowing up tiny models and instead of giving us the rest of the models? I don't need to go camping with my Pokemon. I don't care how they act.
You don't want to go camping with your Pokemon?
I don't want to go camping in real life.
I'd love to camp with Sylveon.
I love to camp, and I love to make poffins.
Oh, you're talking about Sword and Shield.
But that after you give me the Pokemon.
Yeah, the Pokemon don't matter. I just
cook a meal halfway and then say, oh, I'm going to put some sprinkles on it. It's
listen.
Like, well, why don't you finish the meal first?
I don't know what you're playing Pokemon for. It's clearly a poppin' making game, so you know.
Pokemon poppin' and Pokemon something else. I'm so disappointed.
Who isn't disappointed at this freaking game? Especially at Alpha Stoutland. He never made that review video. I'm so disappointed.
I feel like
so
it
looking
ate him
forward
up
to hearing
inside.
him rant.
I feel like it killed him inside. He's probably like he's stoutless.
Stoutless.
Well, I mean, the game was pretty stoutless until like the DLC.
Which Pokemon's not fixed.
There's this guy that made like a 3-hour, I don't know how long it was, like a 3-hour, 4-hour.
I watched it actually.
Video.
It was hilarious, even though I don't like a lot of the jokes he made. But
yeah,
Radical Soda.
Yeah.
I started watching it, and I think I fell asleep, like, because I was watching it. Well, because I was watching it in bed, like, getting ready for bed, or getting ready to sleep, and I had it on, and I watched, like, a chunk of it, and I just passed out, and then I never went back to it, but I was like, it's funny.
It's almost an endurance test of just watching somebody, because, like, he rips into it.
And I love,
like...
Yeah, he really showed me just how poorly made that game really is.
I mean, really, like, and I was just like looking at it. It's really an endurance test of like just because like a lot, like he gets on into tangents because like a lot of his like he'll get really like nitpicky. So like sometimes he'll start going into those and he'll be like, all right, that's where I'm like you, where I'm like, all right, I fell asleep, I'm gonna come back to it or whatnot. But like,
so I watched it in like 3 or so days.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, he really digs into it bad.
Bad.
Like, bad.
Bad. Yeah.
Bad game. Bad to the code.
Bad to the code. Okay, that is smart. That's really smart.
Bad to the code.
That is good fighting.
Oh, thank you.
But I heard
it took me an hour and 12 minutes to come up with a good joke. Good night, everybody. But yeah, I guess that's it because now I gotta listen to this all again. Anybody got anything else they want to wrap up on? No. All right.
Pleasure to meet you, Mack.
Hey, pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll have Alpha. I know he's been busy, so yeah, I guess that's it.
I know that my friend who's listening to this will agree with me. I deserve a trophy for not even mentioning my favorite My Hero Academia character.
Is it Froppy?
How do you know?
I remember you saying it. I just wanted to see.
Where'd you see it?
On Twitter.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot you saw that tweet.
I like Froppy too, but there's a few other characters that I also like, and I don't know much about them outside of their powers and what they look like. So.
I like Frappy too. I like, when I go to, I go to Starbucks.
I get the Frappy. The slime Frappuccino.
Frappuccino. Ew.
Some of that Frappuccino.
Get her.
I also really like Mirko. She is Bunny Bay. We got some characters. I don't remember their names, but I can see them. I think one is called Midnight.
Oh gosh.
And then there's another character who has like a lizard quirk.
Lizard?
She's like, can regrow body parts.
I know one lizard character, but he's a villain.
Oh no, it's a girl. And she can like
I don't recall.
Parts of her body that get cut off, they can float around. She's pretty much Buggy the Clown from One Piece. Except I think the pieces can grow back, maybe? I don't know. Frappuccino. Anyway, alright, I guess that's it. All the links will be in the description, but anybody want to say where they could find anyone?
Twitter.
What?
Twitter.
Oh, I thought you said later. I'm like, what do you mean later?
Dang.
I'm asking you now. Oh my god. Where can we find you? I'll tell you later. Okay. With a Twitter what? What's the username?
Oh, come on.
Nice.
I've been on this. I've been on this show for.
Say it, okay?
I've been on the show for how long now?
No, Entice 2000. Right?
If you mean you mean the address?
I'm gonna purposefully say the wrong thing so you can correct me with the right thing.
Are you mean the address or the actual name?
The username?
Yeah, it's Entice 2000.
Cool. Right. And how about you, Mac?
Find me everywhere on, well, not everywhere, but YouTube, Monthly Gamer, Twitter, same thing, Monthly Gamer, same thing on Instagram. If you can't find me, then I'm under, it's probably like JMac90 or one of those like that.
Oh yeah, I'm looking right now. You are the JMac90, and Nintice, you are Ninkerbu570. Oh, excuse me.
Hold on, what was that? What happened?
Hiccup, but for some reason it's just one.
So let me get this straight. The last episode I was on, you do a big slurp, and now you do a big hiccup.
Yeah.
What's next? You do
I
a
have to
big.
leave every episode off on a bodily function.
Oh my gosh, I dread the day that you fart on camera or something.
It's gonna pop up.
All right, I guess that's it. Good night, everyone. See you soon, I guess.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Who the freak is my shitty mythical pixie?